Look, we all want to achieve peak athleticism. We all want to perform to the highest degree possible. But the most important thing to understand is that there is a hierarchy of individual responsibilities that you must master in order to get there. And if you're anything like my past self, have more than likely neglected in the past. In this video, we're going to go through the 4 most important levels that you must master and improve upon in sequence if you want to achieve peak athleticism, and then some creative ways to force those same adaptations. Let's dive in. Now, when we look at the hierarchy that is required to attain peak athleticism, the foundation of all of this is something that, quite simply, we're all guilty of neglecting from time to time, and that is recovery, load management, and capacity. When we say recovery, everyone already knows what I'm talking about. It's getting enough sleep, it's eating quality nutrition, hitting your protein. All of these things are very basic, but if we go much deeper than that, you're probably starting to see that this really only scratches the surface of what we're talking about. You're probably wondering, what is capacity? What is load management? Load management is essentially your lifestyle stresses, which obviously sleep can impact, but it's the physical, it's the mental, emotional things that you deal with, right? And everybody deals with stress differently, but then your capacity being exactly what it sounds, which is how much the body can take without breaking down. So if your lifestyle stress is very high, if your recovery is very poor, then that leaves very little room for our capacity. So you can probably start to see where problems occur here. This is the foundation of everything, because if you don't have this, you might as well kiss the rest of the pyramid goodbye. Like I said, we all handle stress very differently, and I think it's important to put things in perspective from time to time, to stop overthinking, to stop overanalyzing, and just realize that often the answers are right in front of our face. They're the most simplest things. It's stop hanging out with people who are judgmental, who are always complaining about their problems. Stop eating garbage food. Stop scrolling on social media. It's very simple solutions. It might take some friction in the beginning, but I can tell you that from experience, it is 100% worth the friction. And if you change just those 3 things alone and you still feel stressed, consider adding in breath work. It takes 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes per day. Deep inhale lasting 4 seconds. Deep exhale lasting 4 seconds. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Set a timer for 5 minutes. It helps with recovery, stress relief, and combats central nervous system fatigue. It is a game changer, guys. It only takes 5 minutes. Trust me. Okay, now that we're sleeping, hydrating, and eating better, now we can actually focus on movement by tying together flexibility and mobility. You're probably wondering, what is the difference between the two? So flexibility is basically like the lengthening of a particular muscle or muscle group, whereas mobility is basically the capacity or space that a joint has to move freely through a full, functional, pain-free range of motion. This is why true mobility requires more than just passive stretching. It requires dynamic and or loaded stretching, which, if you think just for a second, we're oftentimes putting the joint in an open, often externally rotated position, and then dynamically taking it through a full range of motion to the best of our ability, to our limits, of course. Well, not past them, but we're taking it through a full functional range of motion and then adding resistance to gain control in that same range. Controlled eccentrics can be very beneficial as well, but that's a topic for another video. If you're looking for help with your hips, ankles, or rotator cuffs, I got you. Check the link in the description. Okay, now we're actually moving better. But guess what? All of that new range is untrained, which brings us to strength and stability. Stability has to be at the forefront of this next block, because as we progressively overload, be it strength training, be it hypertrophy, we need to make sure that our stabilizers are rock solid. Now, of course, you can isolate every little stabilizer. This oftentimes is very tedious, and I would honestly challenge you to stick to it for a long time, because most people stick to it for a week and then quit and then complain when they get left shoulder pain. But that's besides the point. What we're here to talk about today is getting the best ROI on your time in the gym, and that is combining strength and stability in one. You guys are gonna laugh at how simple the solution is, but it's basically making the exercises more unstable. Be it with rings, be it with kettlebells, be it training unilaterally, single arm, single leg. These are the best ways to be able to actually progressively overload, because once you build that solid base of stability, you'll never have to worry about left shoulder pain, knee pain, hip pain, ankle pain again. Unless, of course, you're overtraining. All right, next up is endurance. Now, you're probably wondering, why is endurance after strength? Now, there's a very good reason for this. There's actually many, but let me walk you through a little scenario here. So basically, let's just say we take the untrained man. We ask him to do as many push-ups as he can physically manage without having the necessary muscular, tendon, or neural strength. It's likely going to lead in a lot of pain, because if you think about it, he's not going to be controlling his eccentrics, and he's not going to have stable joints. He's not going to even probably have the mobility for it to begin with. And I think the average man is probably stressed out and under-recovered. So if we take that guy, we put him through all that, what do you think is going to happen? It's probably going to lead to a lot of pain and joint degradation, be it instant or delayed. This is why it's crucial that we focus on building confidence and strength with mind-muscle connections and these movement patterns before we start to progressively overload, before we begin training to failure. Now, I think what we all realize when we reach the peak is that there truly is no peak, and there's always another level to strive for, whether it's refining your skills, your motor control. There's always a new test, a new level to push for. But this is the path to get you there injury-free. Look, I understand that this can be a lot of information to take in, and if you're overwhelmed, I just want you to know that this is normal. I was once there, and if you feel like you're at the bottom of the pyramid, if you don't even know where you are, where to start, I just want you to know that I struggled a lot with this myself. A lot of this I learned the hard way. It was an unteachable lesson, and I just want to stress that you will get there. If you want any guidance whatsoever on how to become the best version of yourself possible in 2026, just know that I got you. If you want any help with that, I would love to make that a reality for you. If that's you, I highly recommend booking a discovery call with the link below. If you guys made it this far, I just want to say that I truly appreciate you guys. I hope that this provides you enough value to put yourselves in the driver's seat and actually have some direction. That being said, I think the thing that most people struggle with, including myself, was trying to rush the process and being so tied to the destination. Because I think a lot of times you don't even realize how much progress you've made because you're always raising the bar. And I think it's important to start to enjoy the process more than the prize itself. Because if you think about it, think about your life trajectory. If you're not enjoying any part of your life, if you're so tied to the destination, it's just the constant carrot on the stick. Because guess what happens when you finally unlock the muscle up, when you finally unlock the dragon squat, whatever it be for you, then it's not enough. It's on to the next thing. You're no longer satisfied. You can't tie your happiness to these external things, guys. You need to find it within yourself to enjoy the process. It takes time, it takes patience. And I think over time, it's a realization that the process is never over, but that's the most fulfilling thing about it. So I hope this really provides you guys value, and if it did, smash that like button, consider subscribing, and we'll see you guys in the next one. One last thing, if you want more mobile and stable hips, shoulders, check out these 2 videos next. Later, guys.